I was at the Crawford County Courthouse this morning where Jimmy Stevens had court. Jimmy Stevens is the current Johnson County Sheriff who was arrested back in December in Crawford County for possession of a controlled substance, simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms, and speeding. This morning in court in Crawford County, Jimmy Stevens accepted a plea deal in this case. As part of the plea deal, Jimmy Stevens will plead guilty to one count of possession of a controlled substance, hydrocodone. The other charges were dropped, and he accepted a plea deal of 6 years suspended sentence with a $10,000 fine, which is to be paid within 60 days. But I believe his attorneys tried to pay it immediately. Jimmy Stevens has to forfeit his law enforcement license to the state of Arkansas by Friday, meaning he cannot be the sheriff in Johnson County anymore. He also is getting back the 3 weapons that were seized from him during his arrest. 2 will go back to the state of Arkansas, and 1 is going to a family member because as a felon accepting a plea deal, pleading guilty to a Class D felony, Jimmy Stevens can no longer possess weapons. I will also be posting some footage from court. Sorry that it's not much.
Here is 17 CR 2323. Are you James Stevens? Is there not anything else to this? All right, James, you are here at 17 CR 2323. You're here with your attorney, Mr. John Everett, Mr. Marvin Honeycutt, Mr. Shane Griffin on behalf of the state. And what's the status of this case? All right, state, have any announcements?
Yes, Your Honor, basically,
So we're going on possession of what? I got just hydrocodone.
You probably don't.
All right, James, you were charged with possession of hydrocodone, Class D felony. A Class D felony carries up to 6 years in the Arkansas Department of Corrections and/or a fine of $10,000. If you change your plea to guilty, you're giving up your right to a jury trial, your right to confront witnesses, your right to testify and call witnesses on your own behalf. You're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? Has anyone forced you or made any threats or promises to make you into this plea today? You know what you're doing. Are you under the influence of any substance or medication to cause you not to understand what's happening? Mr. Everett, you believe he understands what he's doing? Mr. Honeycutt? All right, James, you should have a copy of the plea paperwork. Do you have that? Did you have an opportunity to go over that with your attorney? Did they answer any and all questions you may have had? Did you and your attorney reach a plea agreement with the state? Did you do so willingly and voluntarily? If I accept this plea, which I'm not bound to do, what do you believe you're getting sentenced to today? All right. Is there a factual basis? All right, James, you heard what your attorney said as to your involvement. Is that true? To the charge of possession of hydrocodone, Class D felony, how do you plead? Based on your guilty plea, court find that there is factual basis that you're entering this plea knowingly, willingly, and voluntarily, and therefore find you guilty of possession of hydrocodone, Class D felony. Based on your guilty plea, court's going to place you under 6 years suspended imposition of sentence. You have court costs of $190, fines of $10,000, DNA fee of $250, and a drug task force fee of $150. That's all paid, that's gonna be paid in full within 60 days from today to the Crawford County Prosecutor's Office. Let's see. You are to surrender your law enforcement certificate to the Arkansas Division of Law Enforcement Standards and Training by noon Friday, October 27th of this year. And you shall render your resignation to the governor for the position of Sheriff of Johnson County, Arkansas by noon Friday, October 27th of this year. Do you understand that? Any other terms and conditions? All right, James, if you violate any term and condition of this plea, fail to pay your fines, costs, and fees in full within 60 days, or violate any other term and condition, fail to surrender your certificate, and fail to submit your resignation, the state can revoke you, sentence you up to 6 years in the Arkansas Department of Corrections and or a $10,000 fine. You understand that? Mr. Honeycutt, you had some statement you wanted to make regarding the suspension of a driver's license.
Yes, Your Honor, in this particular case, there are some hardship issues regarding the family members of Mr. Stevens, and I believe under the statute, I view it and argue that such a hardship would allow the court to not suspend his license.
And the medical issues are with a relative?
A relative of his, and the onset of mental decline.
And he'd be the driver?
He would be the driver, he would drive that, over the last few months, with the illness of
Is that true, Mr. Stevens? All right, then I'll waive the requirement of the 6-month driver license suspension.
Your Honor, I apologize, there was one more now, there was not a few paperwork on order. I believe 3 guns were seized for Mr. Stevens at the time, so it was an agreement to return to and to forfeit.
That is correct. I prepared an order for Mr. Mosley.
That'd be in a separate case?
It would be in this case.
Okay, so 2 guns to be returned, 1 gun can't be returned to him.
No, it'll be returned to a family member. I put that, the name of the family member in order, as well as identify the 2 guns to be returned and the one to be forfeited to the state of Arkansas. In this position,
Is that your understanding, Mr. Stevens?
yes, sir.
All right, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, if you have any complaint against your attorneys, you have 90 days to file that complaint. Best of luck. You may.
Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share.